Hey, Life Church. So today we're looking at Acts 6, 8 through 15. So right before this, Stephen has been chosen as the first minister for the gospel, full-time minister. And it says in verse 8, Stephen, full of grace and power, was doing great wonders and signs among the people. He was thriving in his new role. And then in verse 9, some of those who belonged to the synagogue rose up and disputed with Stephen. They lied about him. They dragged him before the council. They stirred up scribes and elders and people against him. And in a few chapters, Stephen is put to death. And when I'm reading this, I get so upset. I think, God, this is such a waste. Stephen's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He's thriving in it. Evil men lie about him. And then eventually he's put to death. Why, Lord, why? And while I was preparing this message, I just was reminded of one of my favorite heroes of the faith, a man named William Borden. William was born at the end of the 1800s to a very wealthy family in America. He got a heart for the nations as a teenager and decided he was going to serve overseas. He wrote in his Bible, "No reserve, I'm doing this." His family was incredibly unhappy, though. They said it would be a waste if he went, that he would lose his inheritance, he would be disowned from the family. They sent him to university to change his mind. And upon graduation from Yale University, William Borden wrote, "No retreat." He was doing this. He left on a boat for China in December of 1912. He stopped off in Egypt to learn some language. And 4 months after he left, he contracted spinal meningitis and he died in Egypt before even making it to China. And before he died, he wrote in his Bible, "No regrets." And as I was reading through this, I kept thinking of Stephen and William Borden, that Stephen would have probably written in his Bible as well if he had had one. No reserve, no retreat, no regrets. We don't write the story. We don't write the endings. Sometimes we probably write them differently, but we trust that God will be glorified and all we have to do is obey. So may we as a church be like Stephen and be like William and follow God and thrive in whatever he calls us to do and believe him for the consequences. Goodbye, Life Church.